Here are some of our tips on how to not just survive the summer holidays as a neurodivergent family, but how to thrive. So navigating a very long break, the summer holidays usually is around 6 weeks. It's a massive chunk of time. Can be obviously very joyful at times, but it can also be hugely overwhelming for us as neurodivergent families and for our neurodivergent children. So we thought we'd create a small video about neuroaffirming hints and tips and practical strategies for you to put in place so that you actually all not only survive this long break, but actually really enjoy it and make some amazing memories on the way. Number one, stick to some kind of routine. Unscheduled and unpredictable time can be really unsettling and overwhelming for neurodivergent people, particularly if you have autistic children like me. Use visual schedules, whether that be for the week ahead or what we're doing in the day. And if you can, allow your children to kind of take part in making that schedule. So it doesn't have to be that you're doing what they want all the time, but maybe they can choose the order. For example, if you have to go to the shops, maybe they prefer going to the shops after they've played Xbox or etc., etc. Create an anchor day or an anchor time. This is something that has worked so beautifully for us in our house. The same time, whether it be every day or every week, depending on your needs, make sure that there is something that is unmovable. For us, at 5 o'clock every single night in the summer holidays, it's movie night. Nothing changes that. So whether it be that the kids want to watch a movie with us in our lounge, it's usually something Marvel or Disney, I've got to be honest, or whether they go to their rooms and watch something of their own. We know that that is the start of their wind down time for the evening. And we get little things like popcorn or sweets or fruit, anything really. But we know that that anchor point means that they know precisely where they are in the day. And they know that it's a start of a wind down time for the evening. 2, plan and prepare for sensory needs. You'd be amazed at the amount of parents who just don't think about doing this. And honestly, it can ruin a day out. Let's say, for example, you want to go to the forest or the beach and it's going to be a hot day. Pack yourself some cooling towels. Literally get a tea towel, dampen it in the under the tap, just normal water, and put some cooling blocks in a cooling bag. Have that there with you so you can wipe your child's face or pop it round their neck. It can be a lifesaver, because if you're like me and you get overwhelmed by the heat, it can literally ruin a day out. Also, make sure that you have always got something to help with the sensory overload from our auditory processing. So whether that be loops, if you fancy and you've got those little loop ones, or whether it's big ear defenders, or just anything that you can use just to help bring down that sensory overload. Keep it in a backpack, keep it loaded, and then you know wherever you go, you're covered for all occasions. Also, make sure you take fidgets with you, whether it be pain fidgets, whether it be popping fidgets, whether it be even just some hair bubbles, blue tack, anything, just to make sure that if your child needs to regulate, you've always got something to hand. 3, create a get lost, I'm overwhelmed zone. Now, actually, we are really fortunate. Our children have their own bedrooms. And I know that for so many, this is something that many children don't have. So you don't have to have your own room. For our children, their safe zone, their leave me alone zone, their honestly, if you come near me, I'm going to lose it zone, is their bedroom. If a child goes into their bedroom and their door is shut, we all know you do not go in there. They need to regulate, they need to calm, and we're fine with that. If your children are sharing a room, you can make it as simple as a bed. If a child is on their bed that they don't want to be interacted with, it could be that you get a pop-up sensory tent. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It just has to be a consistent area that your child knows that when they retreat to it, that's their leave me alone zone. And then they've got somewhere safe to escape to when things become overwhelming. 4, prepare for holidays or outings or social events using social stories. For those of you who don't know what a social story is, essentially it can be something as simple as a comic strip. Lots of autistic people prefer visuals because I find it hard to plan things without putting absolutely everything in notes. For example, we're going on holiday soon, and literally everything I need to know is in a planner that I've created. I know it can be frustrating to me to not be able to just get up and do things. But I'm autistic and I'm okay with it. And I've learned over the years that having a visual can really support me. It not only helps me remember what I need to do and keep me on track, it means I'm less likely to forget stuff, which is much easier for me because I also have ADHD. So if you can prepare for anything that's happening with a social story, and even if you draw 4 little comic book squares and just, let's say, for example, you're going to the beach for the day. So we're going to wake up, have breakfast. So you can draw yourself and your child having breakfast. We're going to get our bags, go in the car, and we're going to park at the beach. We're going to play at the beach, maybe make some sandcastles and paddle in the sea. And then when you've had enough, we're going to come home and think about tea. It doesn't have to be hugely detailed, but what it can do is just create a safe run of order of things. It just makes things feel so much more predictable and less overwhelming. 5, really important for both your children and yourselves as parent carers. Make sure you schedule in do nothing time. And when I mean do nothing time, I mean do nothing time. I don't mean go home and catch up with the housework because you spent days out. If you're having to do that on your scheduled downtime, then you're having too much time out and you need more scheduled downtime, right? So even if it's like a couple of days a week where you just say, no, we're not doing anything, we actually don't do very much. We just chill and enjoy each other's company and play games, watch movies, or don't really do any of those things and just be on our own. It's lovely. 6, running out of fingers. Make sure you are accommodating for, but also maybe pushing those special interests. Because sometimes it can be very overwhelming for a child who's got a lot of choice to actually choose what they want to get started with. So obviously you as parent carers will know your children best. If you know that they like geography, my Herbie loves geography, so I will always have to hand a couple of geography quizzes. I'm an educator, so I'm on one of those educating sites, so I can just type in, show me a geography quiz for you, blah, 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 blah. And our last one, number 7. Please stop, if you are a neurodivergent family, stop caring and looking about what all the other families are doing and try to do the same. I can't tell you how many years I wasted doing that. Looking at so-and-so's Instagram going, oh, but they've all gone off for a lovely walk. They're doing a treasure hunt, blah, blah, blah. Oh, for God's sakes. Why do you care what they're doing? And also it's really important to say that although we here try to always be honest and we share the highs and lows, and if you follow us, you'll know I've been in tears on here many times. So many people only ever share the good stuff. So hold that in your mind, embrace your beautiful neurodivergent family. And if it means your kid wearing a long sleeve jumper down to the beach because that's what they're comfortable in, stuff what anyone else says. If they look at them, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy being who you are and make the most of this amazing break.